Hello everyone. A few months ago I made a video about this sort of mini quest slash hidden content, which is the search for the hidden Gal. And so when they released the Brink of Extinction quest, there was this bookcase, or well, case of TokHaar reading orbs by the Fight Cauldron, and there was no way to read them as a player. So you had to, we knew there was this hidden Gal somewhere around RuneScape, and we had to bring him back to translate them for us. But the requirements to find him were incredibly obscure, and so it was just found recently. I believe it was found on May 14th by Hank Meister, who had a very large thread on the RuneScape forums that where a bunch of people were trying to hunt down this Gal somewhere, and so they finally tracked him down with some help from Omustardo, who was the developer who put it into the game. And the requirements to find them were a bit ridiculous. One of them, for example, was to have a certain number of Obsidian Shards in your inventory, and the amount was dependent on what day in RuneScape it was. So you had to open up your captain's log and divide the current date by 10, and then round down. So for me, what was it, 409 or 410 there? I can't really see on Sony Vegas here, but yeah, that was a bit of a crazy requirement. Also, you couldn't be wearing any Tzhaar items or Obsidian items or anything like that, except you had to be wearing an Uncharged TokKul-Zo. You couldn't be wearing a charged one for some reason, no idea why. It seemed like a bit of an odd requirement. But after people found out how to get it, Mods2 made a pretty long, in-depth post about how it came about. And so he said that he actually didn't release this along with the Brink of Extinction quest. He released it sometime later in response to the hunts and speculation that were going on to find out what was on the bookcase. So I guess originally it didn't even have anything in it, but he decided to add something to it. And he wanted to just get it out as quickly as possible so that people who were looking for it would actually have something to find if they had the requirements correct. So he ended up putting it in something like an hour so that he could continue working on his actual projects that he was supposed to be working on. So yeah, that's why there aren't really any hints in game. It's just sort of a bunch of random stuff. And so if he does it in the future, he'd make more logical conditions and make the feedback actually shown in game so that you'd sort of know if you were on the right track. So yeah, that's about it for the process of getting that, I suppose. If you're interested more in that, I've put the link to the quick find code in the description, so you can take a look at it there. And then the next thing to talk about is the actual lore that was in the bookcase, and it was about the Elder Gods, and we finally learned the name of one more of the Elder Gods. So the one on the left there is Joss, and he of course made the Stone of Joss, and it turns out that he's the god of time, from what it sounds like. And then the one in the middle is the one we just learned about. This is Ful, I believe, F-U-L, and she is the god of constancy and fire, and she made the Elder Kiln and the TokHaar, and we still don't know the name of the one on the right, but I guess we'll find out eventually. And so there's a good bit of lore in there. If you want to read that, I've got a pastebin link in the description, which has the full list of what the journal there says. And I do recommend just unlocking it in game yourself. It doesn't really take that long. The hardest requirement is getting the 400 and whatever it is Obsidian Shards from the Fight Cauldron, but it's really not that difficult. They nerfed it pretty badly, so yeah, it's quite easy now. And yeah, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and good luck finding it yourself. Congratulations to the people from the thread who are hunting for it and who finally found it. And yeah, thanks for watching.